Hello there. So welcome back to this ESG class. Last time we looked at how to track employee commuting. That was a few days ago. So we just want to check what do we have in terms of data now in the database. I'll go to my ESG application and I'm going to go to measure and I'm going to check employee commuting. So you can see already that the total kilometers covered is 320. So this employee has covered 80, this employee has covered 120, and this employee has covered 120. Now something just to add, and this will be like an addition to the previous video, is that you can actually have measures here where you can track gram of CO2 per kilometer. So this will be the 338 grams of CO2 per kilometer for the two vehicles, 294 for the third, and then multiply by the kilometers covered by each of these employees, and that gives you the ton of CO2 that has been emitted. Just as a recap, for those who probably are drive-by shooters who have not gone through the previous videos, so we created employee vehicles and we assigned them to the various employees. So for example, for the Kia Forte, you can see that there's an employee who's been assigned to it. This is miles ahead. We have the assignment date, and we also have a place where we actually set up its emissions. So I'm just going to go to configurations and I'm going to select models. If I select the Kia Forte, for example, you'll see that these are the emissions that we have, and we saw that we can actually get these from public domains. For example, fuel.gov, something like that. It's public. You can actually look for it and find it. And then we saw the employee. So this is how we track his travel. So if I go to this car KDB and I look for this employee, it's called miles ahead. There's the personal space where we actually set up the home work distance, and we said that now if you work in places where employers would require you to live closer to work, now you understand why. So that's basically where we get that data. I just wanted to clarify that. And now if I go to my ESG, you will see that if I measure, I can see from my employee commuting, these are the emissions that I have. And if I go to my I'll go to my measures and I want to look at carbon footprint. So in terms of carbon footprint, again, you see that there's scope 1, and these are direct emissions. In our previous classes, we've seen that there are 3 scopes: scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. Scope 1 is direct, scope 2 and 3 are indirect, and we are going to look at that in a few. So you can see that employee commuting. Yeah, so if I go to my measures, this is where I find the tons of CO2 emitted. So basically what you'll need to do, just add emissions, select the period. So from the last time I made this video, that was on 17th. So what I have already done, because I have just paused to check a little something, you select the period. That will be from 18th to 23rd, and then make sure you save. And that way, if you go to carbon footprint, now you'll find your combustion entered there. And that's basically how you do it for the employee commuting. I will see you in the next video.